All right, so what does it mean to this team to end the losing streak and establish themselves with this victory?
Well, I think it was good just because it just hopefully relieved a little bit of tension. We were playing tight, and that was something that we had talked about for the past week, about just trying to play with some more passion and have some fun playing. You could tell once the last 2 to 3 games in the non-conference and then leading the conference, everybody switched turn to, we need to try to win the league. Just play the game that you're in. Nobody expects us to do anything, so we put added pressure on us that nobody else is putting on us. So it was good to see them come out, and the whole thing this week was just, let's try to have some fun. The game that we played and lost, the other game, we were tight as a drum. And so now we came out playing a little loose, and we made shots. It's a make or miss game, and if the orange thing goes to the basket, you got a chance to win.
I guess you're saying happy birthday to one of your players.
Yeah. One of our freshmen, Matt Houston, his birthday. So when you're on a losing streak, you'll do anything to try to free anybody up. But that's part of who we are, though. We consider ourselves a basketball family. So I know we have a game to play, but it's big fella's birthday. So yeah, we're gonna sing happy birthday to him. It just happened to be on the court.
I'm thinking maybe you should sing happy birthday to him before the next game too.
It will be somebody's birthday. If I can get 6 guys in double figures, I'll pick. It could be my birthday every time we play if we need to.
Right. And in the second half, you guys held them without a point for a long stretch. Maybe they got a couple free throws in there, but what did you do defensively in the second half?
Well, we wanted to make sure we kept them in front. We know they're tremendous shooting the ball from 3. And so we wanted to try to make sure we were just there on the catch and make them score over top of us. And we didn't overhelp. And I thought that was probably the biggest key tonight. We didn't overhelp because they do a good job of driving and pitching. And a couple of times that we did overhelp, they made it. And so we just tried to basically stay home as much as possible. Obviously, it hurt them a little bit that Bernikowski got in foul trouble, so one of their key guys wasn't in, and that's always a factor.
And number 1 for them, Tillotson.
Yeah.
I think he's shooting like 59% from three-point range.
Right.
He didn't hit one until 30 seconds left,
Right.
and I think number 2 guarded him for a lot in the second half.
Anthony.
Right. So what did you guys do? Was that a focus coming into?
Yeah, well, we knew he was their leading scorer. He and Bernikowski are the main guys as far as that can really make you pay, because they can make plays for themselves and for others. They can score from 3 and they can make 2s. So Ant's quickness can bother guys a little bit, and we just made him try to make as many 2s as possible. If he made 2s, we just told the guys that's a win for us. If he made 3s, that's a problem. And so we did a good job of trying to execute the game plan, but he's still a really good player. He was able to find his rhythm, but it was just good for us. He found it late.
You call him Ant?
Yeah.
Is that because he's small? Or?
No, his name's Anthony. It just so happens he's small too.
And one other thing I want to ask you was about Green. He started tonight. Did you put him in there to get more offense?
Well, yeah, we wanted to try to we think we can beat some people off the dribble. We wanted to do 2 things. One, have another playmaker out there, which Eric Green gives us. And it also moves Malcolm to a spot where now he may be able to have some better driving lanes and people to play against, because he's the undersized 4 rather than him being the 6'6", 6'7", where he has 6'2" guys under him. Now he has an advantage at some instances. And also it gives a little more space in the paint for Dave, because now we have the perimeter surrounded with 4 perimeter guys that all can shoot the basketball. And Malcolm made a huge 3 there towards the end. And that's exactly what we told them was going to happen. They're going to have to sink at some point, and we just have to make shots around Dave. So it was good. We wanted to space the floor, and we wanted to make sure we were better defensively, and Eric Green's our best defender. And so now we have a slasher and a better defender, and Malcolm came up with a couple of big blocks. So we're just trying to find a way to put our playmakers in space.
And Green had 5 steals.
Yeah,
what does he do to come up with those?
He has great anticipation skills. He's got great length. But his anticipation, some guys just have a knack for scoring. He has a knack for defending. And with the prep school that he came from and playing at St. Mark's, he was a defensive player in his league. And it's part of the guys he had on his team were Stauskas, who plays at Michigan, the big kid in Arizona. He's playing against Noel at Kentucky. I mean, he played in a league that was very, very competitive. And for him to be the defensive player of the year says something about it. And that's one of the reasons why we got him. We knew we wanted to try to be good defensively, but we need defensive-minded people.
He was defensive player of the year
in his prep school, at St. Mark's. So he understands how to defend, but he has great anticipation skills. Yep.
Thanks a lot.
All right, I appreciate it.
After the BU game, you talked a little bit about, guys, they're going to run the double at Dave every game, and that you guys needed to get better at that. They ran the double at Dave. Tonight you had 5 other guys in double figures. Do you feel like you guys took a step at?
Yeah, and it's just trying to get comfortable and understanding what teams are going to try to do to us. And it was great to see, not only did we get to feel a little bit better about how to play out of the double team, but Dave was still able to get to 16 points. So we found a good mix of, well, at some point in time, they may not double, and Dave was able to pick his spots when he knew they weren't coming to school. So it's just something we're going to have to get better with, and hopefully with the lineup change, it gives us more space. And as long as we're making a few threes and still driving the basketball, it's, at least we can put pressure on the defense and say, if you trap us in double Dave, we can put pressure on you on the weak side.
With Ant and Justin Burrell, a lot of times one comes in for the other, Ant comes off the bench. But you played them for a few stretches in the first half and then a bunch in the second half together.
Right.
What do they give you when they're on the court together?
Well, the biggest thing is speed. I mean, it takes our quickness to another level, and that's something that we're going to look to try to do. If we move Malcolm to a situation where he's at the 4, we know Justin can score, and so we told him and talked to him the last few days, hey, we may have to slide you off to let you play some 2, and we know he can score the basketball. And but the speed and quickness is, and we don't play against a lot of teams that will try to post them, and even if they do, not a lot of teams are just going to run 50% off just trying to post a 2 guard up. And we do have some things that can combat that as well. But we just want to try to put as much speed on the floor as possible, and our skill level jumps. Both of them can handle it. Both of them can shoot it. Both of them can shoot free throws. So it does give us a little bit of an advantage, and it worked out well for us, and hopefully it can continue to do that moving forward.
I guess last question, just kind of piggybacking off that, I've heard they're very competitive in practice. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, they get after each other. And to tell you the truth, you can even throw our other kid that backs them up, Davon Reed, in that. They have some wars in practice, and it's good to see. It's two small guys getting after each other with both good speed, quickness. And one's a freshman, one's a junior, so nobody wants to back down. But that competitive spirit, they bring that to the game. And I think like tonight, you were able to see both of them go almost like band of brothers and say, we've been fighting against each other all week. Let's go get after somebody else that doesn't have the same jersey on. But we practice tomorrow at 1. They'll be getting after each other tomorrow again.